All right, Jen St. Dennis from Business in Vancouver is with us. Good morning, Jen.
Good morning.
We're going to talk about, well, you simply asked the question, has British Columbia struck oil?
That's right. Yeah, that was actually the headline on the story. I just like it so much, that question. You know, it kind of just makes you think of people, you know, putting down a well and the oil gushing out like in the old days, but that's not exactly what's happening. We're talking about the Montney Formation. This is a large deposit of natural gas up in northeastern BC and quite a ways up north, north of Dawson Creek and what we normally think of as the natural gas region. There's a lot of potential for natural gas extraction, but using the same fracking methods that they're using for natural gas, some producers have also found oil there, and it's made their operations really quite profitable. They've been able to cover the cost of drilling for those wells really quickly in about 6 months when they hit these pockets of oil. And when we think of you know, Alberta's oil sands, that's that thick, tarry bitumen. They have to do a lot of refining and processing to get the oil out. It's quite expensive. Well, in BC, what they're hitting is light oil that's not so hard to extract and then finally refine. But is this really going to be a big deal for BC? Well, experts are warning that these are probably quite relatively small pockets of oil that can actually be recovered. But there's actually a project going on right now with Geosciences BC. They're trying to actually map out and see how much oil there actually is in this particular area.
All right, well, that's interesting. The other one is we have 90 climate scientists coming out against Lilu Island.
Yeah, this is another fossil fuel extraction story, but a little bit of a different take. So yeah, 90 climate scientists from around the world have written this open letter to Canada's federal government, and they're opposing the Lilu Island proposal to build an LNG facility there. This is the proposal by Pacific Northwest LNG. Petronas is part of that consortium, and this is really the one that the BC government has been behind the most and has really been pushing for. Now, right now, the Canadian Environmental Assessment Agency is still reviewing the project, but the scientists are saying that, you know, initial estimates of the emissions that this project is going to produce are likely too low, and that if it goes ahead, Canada will be unlikely to be able to meet its emissions targets. They're also criticizing a lot of the rhetoric coming from the BC government, saying that this LNG could replace coal power in a lot of countries like China and therefore reduce emissions. They're saying, you know, that's probably not the case, because it would actually supplement coal production, not just replace it, and there would be a lot of emissions created from the whole LNG process to begin with.
All right, Jen, thank you very much. Jen St. Dennis for us from Business in Vancouver. Appreciate it.
Thanks.